Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and get this recap on this Wednesday and take a look at this price action. It is crazy, and you probably feel like, oh man, I wish I got in on some of this move. But I do want to point out some of this was based on news, actually. There was a lot of news events going on. If you take a look at it, you can see this is all the stuff that's going on throughout the day. It actually took up majority of the day. There's a lot of focus right now on some of this, the FOMC type meetings and some of that coming out. Hey, are we going to get another rate cut in December? A lot of that is going on. You can hone in on that kind of stuff if you decide to. I will point out, though, on trading, that's not the best way to look at charts. The charts will tell you what's kind of going on, and if they're not giving you a clear picture, then don't trade. Obviously, bouncing over here to the fear and greed index, we're definitely down in extreme fear. Always a good time to load up if you're looking at long-term investing. Not financial advice there, but that's typically, obviously, every time it's down this area, you get the pop up, right? This isn't even extreme. This is your extremes for your bounces. Go back in history, it's always the same. But like and subscribe, guys. Definitely comment if you have any questions. Check out the channel. We have a ton of stuff on there. Always trying to help develop and look at price action. So let's go ahead and dig into this 15-minute chart. Let me get out to the 15-minute chart. I do have some stuff I just drew on while I was watching the charts today. Not a lot to do on the charts, but let me zoom in a little bit here and open this up so you can kind of see it. So here's your last 24 hours. Obviously, there is your high up in this area up here, and then the lows way down here, and that's just based on these two areas here. Then we built the fixed range volume profile in the last 24 hours. The point of control was right through this area right here. And then you had your high up here, and then your low down through here on this blue section. Obviously, we ran our GPT, the Kabroda Trading Battle Box, and if you haven't checked that out, definitely look at it. It gives you some key strong levels. But I went ahead and got into that right through here and got these levels. So there's your breakout level and your breakdown level. And then for myself, basically running off of the POC areas and found a strong point here. This is your 4-hour line, basically coming down through here, right through this area. It's nice that we're actually seeing this breakout right now. We can look at the book map real fast. It is still calling for this down in these lower areas. So we may not be done yet. We are getting a nice bounce. If we're looking at the bigger picture, there's not a lot of energy up here. Could we get back up into this area possibly? Looks like we're just in kind of the bounce mode of reset. We're really just reset the whole day. So we'll have to kind of see. I'm not going to get into too much because it's news, but I do want to point out this key area. Obviously, it started to break down, push back up very quickly, right back up to the 200 on the 15-minute, and then we had the rotation. Once that rotation kicked in, a lot of this never gave you a true entry because we're waiting for the breakdown. So we're waiting for it to get through this breakdown area. That's why this key line was down here, just because this area right here could have held support. Now, you could have written your own area in if you wanted. Obviously, for simplicity, you could just use the GPT like we do, the Kabroda Trading Battle Box, and get the key levels. I did have this in the area for it to break down. Based on the last moves up, I put the pull on here, and you can see this area right down here is where we're looking for. You can see we definitely hit that target, which isn't a surprise. Now, you can see what I drew here is mainly a pullback structure, which right now we're in that. Again, this is just more advanced TA that I'm showing you. Normally, I take a lot of this off my charts, but we're sitting in that right now. I'm watching to see if this is actually going to recover and take out this key area, and then I could actually start looking at taking a trade if I wanted to in the evening. So I'm going to use that same strategy, right? A bounce above, close, 2 candles. Like I saw here, we got the break right here. This is your second. The 2-second candles, and then we're actually looking at getting in the market right through here on this candle, on this 15-minute. The one thing I don't like is the stochastics are burned out on the 15-minute, and on the 5-minute during the same time frame, the stochastics are burned out. When I say burned out, they're bottomed out. So are they more likely to go back to the top of this range, or are they more likely to stay down here? Stuff doesn't like to stay. Once it gets where it's going to go, a lot of times it wants to go back the other way. Well, we have already done the breakdown, which is all good. I got the 2 candle closes. You can see I marked it. If I went out to the 15-minute, this is the first candle. Here's my second candle. This did trade in here, but it's not really giving me an entry that I want to get because the stochastics are low. The one thing that you had a weird bleed, even though stochastics ran up, you had a bleed down. You're already exhausted on the RSI during this time frame, and you're already showing rotation in the MACD. So not right here, you're not, but not very far out. It's a very little movement in the price action. So this is already telling you that this could easily pull and go back up. That's what we would want to see. Anywhere right in this range, I would expect this to kind of come back up into this area again with these stochastics. So I kind of expect this to be back up into here when these topped out. And really, I'd be watching this on the 15-minute during this time frame. And I would expect this 15-minute to do a rotation as well, back up through here and get back up into an area kind of like what I marked here from the 5-minute. And then as long as we held this area, saw the rollover start to happen, I would have taken advantage of the down trade and gone into that 5-minute again and taken this as a short. We never saw that, never gave us that. So ideally, basically, I threw my hands off the keyboard and walked backwards and said, I'm done. We're not going to do this. It's giving me different signals. It's kind of a 50-50 if you're looking into this where you're checking boxes. Yes, yes, no, no, yes, yes, no, no. Okay, well, I want to have way more yeses if I'm going to be getting the trade. I want the market to say, hey, this is the best trade, get in right now. It's not giving us that at all. So I just kind of watched it trade out. I did get eager a few times, especially when we started to break back down and this could roll over. I wanted to get in, but I knew the move had already exhausted. Plus, I knew the news was there. So I've been patient. Well, obviously, when it ran back up, for me, I need to get above the 200 for this to start getting exciting. Well, we got up and we crashed into it. We got down, started to go back up. Well, we broke it and it ran very strong, which is awesome yet again. More than likely, we were running out of the news. Now we are getting at the end of the day right here. This candle is the evening now. This candle was this candle right here is the 6 o'clock candle for me. So this is the change for my time frame. Now we're going into evening hours. We did come up and hit the brakes right in that sweet zone. If you're looking at golden pockets, if you ever traded with golden pockets, I know, like I said, my chart's a mess. I could clean up quite a bit of it because a lot of this doesn't matter anymore. And we could just get rid of a lot of this. We could even close out levels if you didn't want to look at those anymore. Again, starting to clean up a lot of the chart. So now for me, with this key area that we're broken down on, we go back out into that 15-minute. It does show we're all topped out. This does have a little bit more of a run up here, but it could start to curl over. It's already starting to curl over on the MAC or on the RSI. I'm just showing you kind of what's going on right now. I'm not saying that what am I gonna do? It is back up into this reject zone where this could roll back over. I mean, this is the nice little pullback into this zone for you to be able to start looking at this. The other thing that's crazy is in this price action, you are crashing right into the 15-minute 200 again during this time. So obviously, if you follow me quite a bit, you know that I'm above this, so bullish. Right now, I'm fighting with this. So if I'm in here, this is a no trade zone. So if you're in between these two lines, that's neutral for me. I can't go down, I can't go up. I got to sit in the middle and I got to watch. Now, if we start getting above this, and I'll do the 2 candle closes, which is what we see here, right up there's the first candle. It actually got above it, so that's great. So now I'm sitting in the first candle here, and I've already started to, you know what's funny? I just got a cramp in the side of my hand that I'm running the mouse with. Ouch. Like my whole pinky. So, I don't know. Anyways, if we go, this is my other candle that I'm going to set up here. So there is the 2 candle close. Obviously, I'm in this candle, and this candle, if it closes below this 200, then this candle's X'd, and I'll just move it away, and that doesn't work anymore either, and I need to wait for it to get back up and start over again. So just kind of pointing that out, food for thought for you to pay attention to. I know I have a lot of stuff I just threw on here and mark things up, but those are what I'm looking at. That's running TA live for you guys. There wasn't a lot of price action other than that. That's why I'm sharing all this extra stuff. This was a nice move, bigger, more advanced style trading. There is opportunity in this market. There always is. If you wanted to look at getting into this, we could talk about it, but that's not what our channel's about. We're trying to trade a basic system and let you take advantage of that basic system and get into profitability almost every day. And when it's not there, just don't trade. You can make a lot of return on your investment by being patient. And days like on the news days, this keeps you away from the news craziness. Because why did it just run up out of nowhere? No idea. And you look at this, you're looking at Bookmap, and it's just saying, "What, are you crazy? There's no reason for this to go up. Really, it's more likely you need to get down here and clean this out right down here. Let's really get into this. If I pull it down tight, 120. Look at the lower levels. It definitely is calling for that 85,000 still. I'm still looking at that level, and I've pointed this out before. If we jump up to the higher time frame, the key levels that we look like we can get down to are easily already been mapped out. These are your extension areas that I just showed you on the chart from what I was building. But this line right here is on the bigger time frame, and it shows 85,000, basically 400. So we could easily bleed down to that area, and there's some other areas we could look at it are even possible as well. But right now, I do see that kind of as a golden retracement right now, a golden pocket on the bigger time frames. So we'll just kind of have to watch and see. But other than that, guys, I won't bore you too much more by going through some of this. But that whole idea that I was just talking about with this one candle, two candle, got the candle closed. This is my first candle. You can see that we're already down below this. We're taking out this key support right through here, which is already showing that it's not holding at all. We could easily eat this right back up and suck all this back. If I was looking now for trading, I definitely want to see it take out this key area. Again, if I put back my daily on, there is something I'd be watching too, which is that purple line, which goes back to the breakout. So, all right, guys, I'll go ahead and leave you with that on this Wednesday's recap, and hopefully I showed you a little bit of some funness stuff, if that's what. But anyways, you guys have a great trading day, and like I said, go ahead and check out the channel, check out our live, and put comments down there. We follow them, we see it, we'll answer it. You know, that's what we're here for. Everybody always wants somebody to be able to talk about price and what's going on. That's it. So talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of the day.